So welcome everybody back to Forza Horizon 5. We're doing another seasonal championship. This one's called Battle of the Big Cats. And yeah, we're basically in... oh dear. I think we flipped over a fair bit. Yeah, we're basically in A-class Jaguars. It also allows you to go in an A-class Peugeot, because, you know, they're also with the cat on their badge, but that's only a rally car, so I'm not really fussed about that. But yeah, still going to get there in this new Audi TT RS to the game. Really enjoying driving this car, quite frankly. It's exceeded any expectations I had for an Audi TT, and yeah, real treat to drive, and it works nicely in Mexico as well. So yeah, would have kind of liked the option to have a convertible version though as well, considering we're in a really sunny and you know, warm country, but still, this hardtop version will do nicely still. Right, let's see where we're going to be racing, and yeah, let's see what we're going to be racing in.
You have arrived at your destination.
So we've got a race in these mountains and all over really, but yeah, still we've got plenty of Jaguars to choose from. I'm not usually a fan of one manufacturer championships, but since Jaguar do have a fair bit of variety to their cars on this game, and I thought I'd give them a chance. So we've got an electric vehicle from them with the I-Pace. Then we've got a bunch of rear-wheel drive V8 powered sports cars. So we've got the F-Type Project 7, the standard F-Type, the XKR-S GT, which has been added via this game via the festival playlist in this current season, so you can win that by getting 25 points. Expect a review of that at some point. Then we've got the XKR-S, which is a more basic version of the GT. Then we've got the saloon car, the XFR-S, the classic XJ220, and then the what would have happened kind of race car from the XJ13. So yeah, I think we're going to go for the XJ13 first, because it's the one of the more unique Jaguars that we've had on added to a Forza game as of late, and yeah, it's fairly decent in terms of its performance, despite what the stats would have you believe, and yeah, it's easily one of the higher PI cars here. So yeah, it's his third highest, or joints. Yeah, it's second highest, because there's two that are joint first. So yeah, let's see what this classic sports car can do, or classic racing car can do. Guess you can't really call it a racing car though, cause considering it never raced, but it was intended to, so I guess you can kind of say it is one. But yeah, obviously we're up against far more modern competition. Let's see if it's lightweight nature, and in fact it still has more than 500 horsepower as well. It does have quite long gears though, in typical classic racing car fashion. We're not really on a twisting circuit here, it's quite a long flowing one. It's a great shame that they never made more of these, or raced them. Quite frankly, if Jaguar had enough money at the time and, you know, weren't merging with you know, BAC at the time, and they had a little bit more, you know, confidence in it, it could have easily have been a road car. Obviously with some modifications that it would have been as powerful, and the roof arrangement would have had to been different, but still could definitely imagine this being a road car. What a road car it would have been, especially as a follow-up to the E-Type. Certainly would have put Britain at the top of the leaderboard in terms of fastest cars in the world. Which we have been at times, obviously with the Jaguar XJ220 and then the McLaren F1 immediately knocking it off. And then obviously the Aston Martin V8 Vantage was the fastest car in the world at some point, in the late 70s I think. So yeah, something that this country has been unusually not something this country's been unused to in terms of, you know, having the fastest cars in the world, but unfortunately it was not to be with this one. Still, it's a great car, and however Forza managed it, or should I say Playground Games, however they managed it, they actually found the only single version and were able to photograph it in intense detail and get it into other games, so all fine with that. Somehow a Peugeot is at the front. Actually going to lose to a Peugeot? Yes, we are. But then again, that does have faster gear changes, and is able to get well above 100 mph an hour fairly quickly, unlike us. But yeah, still second place for the oldest car that we could have picked from is still pretty damn good, especially for a start of this championship. So that, more importantly though, gives us a nice healthy 16 points. So yeah, let's get on to the second race and see if we can improve. Right, so since the oldest car here gave us a fairly decent first showing, let's see what else we can get in there. I do fancy the XKR-S, to be honest. I have been really rather enjoying driving it. I know it's a bit of a heavyweight at nearly £4,000, but it's got 542 horsepower, which weirdly enough is the same as the XJ220. And yeah, it sticks like glue to the road due to its tyres and its downforce. So yeah, I'm going to give this one a shot, see what it can do. And it will also show off what what I get from the festival playlist, because yeah, you still need to get 25 points for it, which is, you know, at the end of the day, something, you know, that needs to be given a fair bit of time to. I'm not going to get it in 20 minutes, for instance. So yeah, is this car worth the time? I think it is. Let's show it off and see if you feel the same. The sound of the V8 in this. Will not have been the most powerful Jaguar at the time of this car's release, or most powerful Jaguar anyway, but yeah, its competitors were certainly a little bit more nimble in terms of the fact that they had a lot less in the way of weight, but yeah, I absolutely love this car. Also than I have done before, weirdly enough. And again, I probably didn't give it the attention it deserves. I wouldn't recommend using the I-Pace because a fair bit of long straights to this race here, and it's obviously quite limited in its top speed, as we really aren't. Jaguar really did a good setup with this. I do wish we still had the original XK because obviously this is the top of the line variant, the last hurrah for the XK itself. But I do wish we had the original version as well, because that had a naturally aspirated V8 that sounded so good. This sounds good as well. You can only really hear the supercharger when you're inside the car. And I have no real issue with supercharger noises, but I do prefer a naturally aspirated V8 to one that has forced induction. This is still a glorious car. And at the end of the day, it wouldn't be as powerful as it is without that supercharger, so there we go. But yeah, still, a nice resounding victory there from one of my favourite Jaguars, quite frankly. So yeah, how far behind we're second and third? Let's take a look, come on. Ooh, more than 4 seconds behind us, so that's a pretty resounding victory there over the Project 7 and the I-Pace. So yeah, we're now 8 points ahead of second, third and fourth, which, yeah, I don't think we've ever had 3 places have the same points like that before, especially in terms of the top, you know, 2 of the other podium positions. But nonetheless, let's get on to the third and final race and see if we can, you know, seal this victory. Right, so this is quite a tight and twisting circuit, so I think we're going to need immediate acceleration for something that has all-wheel drive, and the I-Pace is going to be the best one for that, I feel. But then again, you could also say the same about the Peugeot, but I don't really want to be in a Peugeot, to be honest. I want to be in a Jaguar. So yeah, let's see what the I-Pace can do. Still got nearly 400 horsepower, more than 500 pounds-feet of torque. Does weigh a fair bit, but I think it makes up for it with its torque and horsepower, and the fact that electric cars have an immediate amount of acceleration off the line. They're not, you know, limited by you know, the engine firing up or anything like that. And it does have 50-50 weight distribution, so yeah, should handle pretty nicely. But it is the lowest PI that we can choose from, only 705. But maybe the competition will reflect that. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be up against a bunch of Peugeots. Oh no, there's a Jaguar up front, a few behind. I think the all-wheel drive system even more with it being this wet. Big rear-wheel drive V8 powered cars are not going to like the rain all that much. Turning a bit too soon there. That's why we hit the wall. Absolutely no need for a high top speed car here. I-Pace has come through. First place just before we hit our last lap. I'd like to slide about a fair bit this car. Despite its all-wheel drive system. fairly convincing lead here before we finish. Yeah, I knew the immediate acceleration of an electric car there would be advantageous for such a small circuit, and yeah, there we go, proven right. So yeah, I think we covered all the bases of Jaguar there, the past, kind of the present, and the future of Jaguar, because yeah, electric cars are definitely going to be the future of most, if not all, car companies. And we convincingly had the fastest lap there as well by a good few seconds. So yeah, the I-Pace doing well there, and sealing us the championship win overall with 12 points ahead of the XKR-S and 14 points ahead of one of the Peugeots. So yeah, really enjoyable championship there. Obviously it gives you 5 points towards the festival playlist overall for the current season, and it will get you the Jaguar XKR-S Saloon, I think it is, which is a pretty nice car as well. But also it gives you 5 points towards getting that Jaguar that we raced in the previous race as well. So yeah, overall solid championship, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.